It's Wednesday, December 7th, 2016. From the Total Soccer Show, Dirty Tackle, and Howler Magazine, this is The Goalmouth. I'm George Qureshi. On today's buffet of bite-sized soccer bits and bobs, David Villa wins the MLS MVP award, a Champions League update, another soccer team goes belly up, Atlanta United makes a big signing, and England gets a new kit deal. David Villa has won the 2016 Landon Donovan MLS MVP award. I have already explained on this podcast why Sebastian Giovinco is the only legitimate contender for this award, but he didn't even make the shortlist, which is crazy given his outstanding performance this season and ironic given his height. Anyway, back to Villa. It's one of the best days of my career, lied the World Cup, Champions League, and European Championship champion, who has also won La Liga and the Copa del Rey 3 times apiece. Yeah, all right, David, you just earned yourself a spot on next year's All-Star team. And I am going to take this opportunity to point you toward the profile of Villa we published in Howler issue 10 earlier this year. It's called The Kid, and it has one of my all-time favorite quotes that any writer has ever put in a Howler story. My friend Carl wrote the piece, and he was with Villa in LA at a party at a hotel roof deck pool, and he writes, quote, Pirlo wanders over to the bar, orders an amber beer in a huge plastic glass, and shrugs. David's a great teammate, he says, but I don't know why I am here. I don't know why he is here. Benfica and Napoli claimed round of 16 spots in the Champions League yesterday, and in a fun twist, Celtic tied Manchester City 1-1 with a goal by Patrick Roberts, who is on loan from City. In less fun news, 13 people were arrested for fighting, most of them inside the stadium, although that tally does include the Celtic fan who threw a hamburger at a police horse earlier in the day at Piccadilly Gardens. I can honestly say I have never been upset when someone tosses food in my direction. Then again, I'm not a horse. In today's matches, there are 2 remaining spots open, with Porto and Copenhagen vying for one in Group G, and Sevilla and Lyon competing for the other in Group H. In Group G, Copenhagen plays last place Bruges and has a head-to-head advantage over Porto on away goals, while Porto has to play Leicester City, who have already qualified for the knockout rounds. In Group H, Lyon hosts Sevilla, but they have to beat the Spanish club by 2 goals in order to take its place in the knockout round. So I recommend Lyon versus Sevilla, unless you want to watch the 2 biggest and best teams who have already both advanced, in which case Real Madrid-Dortmund is the match for you. Yesterday it was the Cosmos. Today it's Hapoel Tel Aviv. One of Israel's big 4, the club has petitioned a court for a stay of proceedings, and Amir Kabiri will lose control of the club while a trustee attempts to settle debts of $26 million, that's American dollars, and find a new owner. Quoting from an Israeli paper, quote, the last 2 seasons have seen Kabiri invest over 60 million shekels, $16 million, in the club, but coming up with another 40 million shekels, $11 million, proved impossible. I can't risk my family's future like that, Kabiri told associates on Monday. Meanwhile, the family of Arthur Blank appears to be doing just fine. Based on Atlanta United's spending, Tata Martinez is reportedly the second highest paid coach in MLS after Patrick Vieira, and his team only has 10 players. The 10th is Miguel Almiron, the 22-year-old Paraguayan midfielder whose price tag is $8.5 million, according to Wikipedia. That makes him the 4th costliest incoming transfer in MLS history, behind Michael Bradley, Jermaine Jones, and Clint Dempsey. And speaking of having shekels to burn, Nike is reportedly about to give the English FA $400 million in order to extend their kit deal for another 12 years. Sky calls this a modest improvement over the current deal. But let's talk about that word for a minute. Modest. You know what's modest? The English national team's record of success over the last, 5 decades. But you know what? Good for England, the birthplace of soccer, getting its reward from the company that probably profits more from it than anyone else. My name is George Qureshi. Taylor Rockwell will be with you tomorrow morning, and I know we ask this every day, but if you haven't yet, make today the day you go and leave a glowing review and 5-star rating for the Goalmouth over in the iTunes store. And I leave you with today's Goalmouth top tip. Quick, someone throw me a cheeseburger.